are going to cover three tools basically. That's Google Slides, Forms, and Sheets. So what are the skills that you will master in Google Slides? First, we'll begin with Google Slides. So we are going to learn about themes, how to publish the web, how to share comment rights, how to format images, how to jump from one particular slide to the other slide, and then how to use various add-ons as well, right? So we'll get into a little more detailed form as in theme, background, layout, then how to present our slides to the audience and collect questions from them as well. So there are a lot many advanced features into it that we will look into, right? So I'm just opening a blank new slide. I opened a blank new slide over here. And in that slide, I have added a theme. Now, why theme is required? Theme is required to maintain a uniform structure throughout our slide presentation, right? So either you can design your own slide if you wish to, or else you can select a specific theme. Now, now here I have already selected a theme, so I want to change it. So I'll just select the slide, right? So the moment I will select the slide, the options in the toolbar will get changed. Okay. So from here itself, I'll go to the theme option. We'll click on this. And there are various themes that are already available here within the slide thing when we are preparing a slide presentation are available. I can pick up any of this, right? So once you click on it, you will be selecting the entire slide theme and then just close it. So now whatever slide I will add, okay, automatically it will take a similar kind of a format, say following the same color scheme, following the same text style, because it makes it uniform, right? So here, whatever slides I will be adding, it will come up in a uniform format, right? So that's the theme part. Now, say I want to add a background image to my theme here, to my slide. How can I add a background image over here? So for that, I need to insert an image, right? So I'll go to the insert option in the menu bar. We'll scroll down to image, and there are various options that are available. Like it's same thing that's available into our Google Docs as well, right? I'll get into stock and web, and here I can do the search within the tool itself. Means here only the entire search part will get open. I can look for GIFs also. I can look for images as well. Say I want here an image for solar system, right? So I'll just type here as in solar system and enter. So whatever the search results are will come up here. Now there are GIFs, there are stickers, not many things. Say I want to use, right? I'm clicking onto this. Now it will get inserted, right? I'll just,
Sorry, ma'am.
yes, sir.
Can you show where that stock thing was there?
Okay, it's just under the insert option, image. Okay. And when you come here, come down below upload, you got stock and web. Okay. This option is also available. Now see, Google is updating its tools on a regular basis, right? Now these options are also available onto your screen when you are adding some content onto your slide. Towards the right hand side, can you see these four options? There are templates, there are building blocks, there are stock and web also. There's stock and web also. So you can also search for image and GIFs from here as well, right? Okay. So I have inserted this image over here. That's kind of a moving image. Now I want this to appear on all my slides. No matter how many slides I add, it should come on all the slides. How do I go about it? And then I want my trainer logo also to come up, like the digital badge that we receive once you become a Google Certified Educator level 1 or level 2, or once you become a trainer, right? You get digital badge from Google. Why not to flaunt it? And it's actually very dear to us, right? So I want that also to appear here because this deck is being made by me. And it should appear on all my slides. So what we can do actually, we can add the same content in our master slide. Now, how to go about it? For that, you need to go to the menu bar in the slide option. And here, when you scroll down, there is an option, Edit Theme. Earlier, this option was known as Edit Master. Now, this is known as Edit Theme. There's a slight change into it. So, I will go to slide option in the menu bar. We'll scroll down to Edit Theme. And once I click on this, right, it will give me the option to do the change in my main slide. So make sure that you are onto the very first slide. That is the theme, where theme is written. Not onto the layout part, right? Where theme is written, you need to be there. Now here, whatever changes you have to do, like that text style you want to change, something that you want consistent throughout on all the slides, you can add over here, right? For example, I want to add that moving clip here as well. How can I go about it? I'll just go to the insert option. I'll click on the image option, right? And then first of all, I'll go to stock and web again because I want that image to be here, right? Again, I'll do the search. My search was already open. So here I can see that same image is there, right? The same sticker is appearing. So I'll just click on it and it will appear over here. Now I want to fix a place for it. What do? I'll just move this, and whatever size you want to keep actually, you can just move it to the place, exact place where you want it to appear on all the slides, right? Fix a place for it. And whatever size you want to keep, you can just adjust the same thing, right? You can reduce the size. If you want to crop the image, you can crop the image also. So I have reduced the size of it over here. And I want the text solar system grade 5 also to appear on all my decks. So what will I do? I'll go insert, and I want to add a text box as well. And in the text box, what will I do? I'll just add the text as in, say, your solar system, and in bracket, I'll mention as in, say, grade 5. Again, I'll close the bracket. So this is what I want on all the slides to appear. And I'll fix a place for this as well, right? So I'll just uh, move it to one side or say center, wherever you want to place this, you can just click on it and you can move it. You need to select that specific object because when we work on slide, there are many objects that keep coming, right? So here I have added this part as well, or wherever you want to add, you can add. It's coming up here like this. I want to add my trainer digital badge as well. So again, where will I go? I'll go to the insert option. And my badge is where? In my drive. It can be in my desktop also. Wherever it is, you need to look for it, right? And you can just select that. For example, I'm just going to my desktop and will look for the image that's there. Back. See, I got my champions logo over here. I'll just put this over here. Right? I'll reduce the size of it because I want this to appear onto the corner. Whatever size you want, just adjust and place it in your slide, right? So this is done. Now I'll just close it and it will appear on all my slides. See, right? So I need to adjust that basically. We'll get into slide, edit theme. We'll come here onto the theme option, main slide. You need to add the content, add the look badge over here, right? And then it's that. Okay. Now, moving to the next part. Now, for example, here, next thing is I want to insert an image or I want to set up an image as a background. How can I go about it? For example, here I'm going to insert an image that should come up as a backdrop. So I'll go to upload. If it is in your device, you will go ahead with upload. Or else say if it is you are looking from the search, where the web part, so you can go ahead with the web part as well. Say I'm selecting this particular image, right? And here it's done. Now I want to set this as a backdrop image. How can I go about it? I'll just right click on the image, scroll down, and will set image as background. Right? So based on the theme, actually, it gets up. So if I change the theme, perhaps it will come up. So we need to select the theme, very clearly. Very, yeah, right? So this is coming up over here. Okay. Now, the next part here in slides, as in we learned how to add a theme, we learned how to create a master slide. We have also learned as in how we can always change the text over here. Definitely, the text should be visible over here. So I'll change the text color so that it's visible. Okay. Now, on to the next slide. For example, here, if you see in my this particular slide, there are rings coming up. Now, what are these rings? These rings are basically showing that there is an animation, there is a transition that has been added to the slide. So when I go to slideshow, actually, I can see what transition, what animation has been added. So we'll just show you like here, see, it's coming up like this, how the logo will come up, how the text will come within this. So this is called as animation. Now, when I change the slide, so it a cuboid form formed and the slide changed over here, right? This is slide number 2 now. So that text is appearing. So again, this is an animation. And when the content or when the entire slide changes from one slide to the other, so that is the transition format, right? So how do we do that? Now, how can I add a transition or how can I add an animation within my presentation, within my slide? So for that particular purpose, first of all, whatever text you are adding or whatever image you are adding, you need to select that, right? Say I'm selecting this particular text box. When I select it in the toolbar itself, you need to click on the three dots. That's the more options. Here, there is an option of animate, right? So you need to select the object basically. Once you click on animate, it will show you the options, right? So here I have selected the text. Now in what format it should come in, the text part, I need to just click on say object animation. This is the slide transition. My device is working a little slow. I'm sorry for that. The internet is just right. So here, see, the text part is there, okay, and here it is fade in. So there are various options that come over here. We can select which one do you want, right? For example, I say fly out to left. So when I keep this, when it should fly out on click. So when I click, then it should fly out. So there are options. You can change the speed here, that it should move little fast or it should go a little slow accordingly, and then just close it, right? Similarly, if you have to add an animation for the object, you will select the image, right? Go ahead with the animate option, and accordingly, you need to click on the option as in what animation you want to add over here. Say I want this to fade in. Okay, I have changed the animation and it should fade in little slow, right? And then just close it. So we'll just check how does it work. I'll go to the slideshow option and see whatever changes I have done over here as an animation part or transition part. So how it is coming, right? So it's coming out very slowly and the text just moved out from the slide. Why? Because I have selected that move towards the left part. Okay. So this was about your animation, the transition part, how we get into. So once you click on the slide towards the left hand side of your device, all the slides, whatever slides you are adding, when you click on it, right, in the toolbar, you will see the transition option. So when I click on transition, so basically transition is being added to the slide. So you can select which transition you want to add. I want to say slide from left or slide from right, whatever transition you want, whether it should be slow or fast, you can select that. Now you want that same transition to get applied on all the slides. So you need to click on apply to all slides, right? So once I have done this, apply to all slides, the transition has changed. I can just cross and check the same in my slideshow. So when I click, the object animation will start and here the slide will change, right? So see, it changed in a different manner. Earlier, it was changing in a different manner, right? Now, within the slide also, like at times here, there are different layouts that I have used. Layout means the main heading box should come up here, the image should come up here, then the text part should come up here. So within the slide, right, we can actually change the layout as well, what kind of layout of these objects you want to be. So once you select the slide itself, right, in the toolbar you see here the layout option. So when you click on the layout option, there are different layout options that are available, whether you just want the title, or you want the body part only, or you want only the title, you want the uh, sub content over here. So you can change the layouts accordingly, right? Now, another important thing, for example, there are 2 to 3 people, those who are working onto the slide, and they are giving suggestions to each other. So how we will get to know? Definitely comments need to be added, right? For example, I select this particular image and I say that you please change the image. This image is not looking proper. So what can I do? Once I'm selecting any particular object or text, okay, here in the toolbar you can see that there is a comment option. So we can always add a comment from here, or else we can right click, we can go ahead with the comment feature from here also, or we can go to the insert option and we can add comments. So few features of Google Docs and slides are quite similar, right? So here say I have to add a comment and I'll just write here as in change the image. Okay, like in docs, we can mention somebody within the comment. How do we do that? By putting up at the rate, right? So you can even put at the rate, mention the person who needs to do the changes within the slide presentation, who has to do this particular task. You can always mention that with at the rate and assign them the task by clicking on submit. Now, when I click onto this comment option, right, that's there right at the top, where I can see all the comments that has been added within a specific slide presentation. How will I get to know that in which slide number the comment has been added? Very simple. You just need to look onto the left hand side of your slide, right, presentation over here. Below the slide number only, it will show you that the comment has been added. So there is a one comment that's been added over here. So when I click on this, it will show me the comment for that particular slide. So when I close all the comment option and when I click over here, so here it is saying me that change the animation. Okay. Similarly, when I go to slide number 4 over here, so the comment for this particular slide is different, as in change the image. So whatever comments have been added and the number of comments that's been added, right, that will always appear onto the left hand side of your screen. Okay, so that was the comment feature option. Now, moving ahead with other features, as in we have done with the animation, we have done with the edit master slide, we have done with theme, background, and layout. Now, there can be students can also create, content using Google Slides. And how is that possible? So that's possible, like when we give any assignment to the students, they can add work over there and they can submit it to you. One another way is we can give assignments in Google Classroom, and we can use Google Slides as an individual or group alternative assessment as well. Now, how is that possible? So I'm integrating Google Classroom over here a bit, as in, if you remember, when you go to Google Classroom, right? So in Google Classroom, whenever we are creating assignments over here, right? For example, I am just creating an assignment. And here in the assignment, if I add anything, say I want to add, definitely I'll add a title, I'll add the instructions over here. Then I'll come over here and say I want to add a slide deck. I want to provide them a proper template in which they need to work, right? So I can, do the template part. I can provide that they have to write your name, content, the link that they are putting, or whatever doc file they have created, they have to add that. So everything they will put up here, and I will provide them the proper instructions, guide them properly, give them a proper task, right? So that they can work upon the slide. Now, once I have done this, like I have designed my entire template and have given to the students, it gives us as an option, students can view the file. No, I want them that they can edit the file. So when I go ahead as in edit the file, and here there is a beautiful feature as in you want to give this assignment to all the students of your class, right? So no, I want to give it as a group project. So what I can do, I can select few students over here that say this Anjum, Ask, Harmeet, and Neha should work on this same slide deck, right? And we'll click on Done. After adding all the details, I will assign them. So not all the students of my classroom, but these 4 participants will be working on this particular slide deck, and they will be presenting a group presentation. But if I want to give it as an individual work, right? So what can I do? I can assign it as and make a copy for each of the student, and then I will change the settings here on to say all the students. Now every child will be working on this slide deck individually, right? So this is how actually using a Google Classroom we can give them the, assign them group options. We can go ahead with the assessment part also. We can provide comments as a feedback as well. Other than that, say if you want to give access to your students, so how you can give access, you simply need to get into the share option. Like, I'm not assigning it through Google Classroom, but I want to share this deck with few students. So what can I do? I can always add their email IDs over here, whatever email IDs are there, right? For example, I'm adding Hema ma'am over here. Then I want to add somebody, someone else as well, say Ashish Sharma as well, and they are the editors over here. I'll just click on send. They will get access to this template and they can start working on it, and I will define what task they have to do, right? So slides we can use as a assessment tool also. Now there are certain students, those who create content. So here there is a hyperlink actually. When we go to this particular link, right, we can see like how students can create storybooks over here, right? Using Google Slides, they can create their own adventure stories. So you can always go to control alt achieve.com. So here, this is by Eric Kurtz, basically, who share resources and he contributes to the community. Here you can find lot many resources created by students, like how beautifully they are creating content and for what all purpose. So we can always give them different tasks over here. Similarly, we have got packed digital lessons also. So again, when I click over here, it will take me to another platform where we can actually see that there are a lot many templates available, lot many ideas that are available that an educator can use to use slides very effectively in the classroom for various tasks. For example, you want your students, to create a jigsaw puzzle. So how they can go about it? You want to go ahead with a vocabulary puzzle game. Again, you will get ideas from here. Similarly, design a virtual locker. So you can go ahead with that. You can also, like, suppose you are conducting a session and you want to go ahead with the icebreaker activity. So you can go ahead with introduce yourself. You can get the templates over here. So there are digitally, very packed digital lessons also we can create that using Google Slides as well. Then now, for example, students want to use it as an interactive note taking. So they can always collaborate within the slides. They can assign each other one slide that always like they can add the name over here within the slide. For example, slide number 1, I add Anushri. Slide number 2, I add, say, Shrikant. Slide number 3, I add, say, Anubhav. And then they will just go to their specific slides and they will start adding their notes into it, right? Why? Because a slide deck has been designated to them. And when I go through the entire presentation, so every child has actually added their note into it, and I can have a look as well. And they will be looking at each other's notes also, right? Then the beautiful thing over here, as in we can also, make our presentation interactive as well. How? For example, once I have conducted this session on digital classroom, okay, it can be used for educators as well. It can be used for students as well. Now, I want that, there should be a quiz as well. So how can I go about it? So I can just link my Google form within one of the text over here with one of the slide content as well. For example, I just add a content here as in check your knowledge, or say knowledge check. So like we add hyperlink in Google Docs, same way we can do it here as well. So you just simply need to select the text and then you need to add link into it. So you can add a link of Google form, you can add a link of any other document also, you can add the link of a video, you can add the link of any particular website, and the best part is you can also link one slide with the other slide as well. For example, I want this slide, there is some questions that I have given in say slide number 7, just for example, right? So I want this text to get linked with slide number 7. What I will do here, there is no option giving me. Within the search here only, I'll just write 7. It will show me slide 7. That's classroom tutorial. Within here, I'll just click onto it. Simple. Now, when I go to slide presentation and say I have to go through a knowledge check that I have added in slide number 7, I just simply need to click on that particular text that will appear over here. Just a moment. The animation has been added. Right. So when I click on this knowledge check, right, so what will happen? See, it has brought me to classroom tutorial, where my tutorial is already added over here. Now here there is a video you can see that's been added. And when I just click on my keyboard, you can see it's a 7 minute 52 seconds ka video, but it is starting from 2 minutes, right? And this video will just play for 10 seconds. Why? Because I have trimmed this video. So it gives, the Google Slides gives us the good advantage of trimming a video as well. So how do we go about it? So first of all, we'll learn how to insert a video, and then we'll see how to trim that video. So I'm going to my practice slide, and here I need to add a video. So for adding a video, I need to go to insert. We'll scroll down here, and there is an option of video also. So you need to click on video. And if you have the link of the video, you can add the link of the video. You want to just search for the video, you can search for the video as well. Right? For example, I'm adding here solar system. And enter, lot many videos will come up. I need to just select that specific video. So I'll just scroll down to the video. For example, I'm selecting a little longer video of 5 minutes, 22 seconds. And then we'll simply insert it. So onto the right-hand side top corner, there is an insert option that's available. I just need to click on that and the video will get inserted. Now, after inserting the video, I see that the video is little long. I need to trim the video. Why? The video is of 5 minutes, 22 seconds. So I just want some replay when I'm presenting my slides, right? It can be for the students, like if you are conducting a quiz for the students, you just want them to have a glimpse of a video, so they can have that also. So when you insert a video, you get the video format options as well. And here onto the right hand side, bottom corner, you will see that there are two options. One is start at and the other one is end at. So start at me, you have to mention as in at what time the video should start, and end at me, you need to mention as in at what time the video will end, right? So I just need to, you need not to change the format. You just need to enter the number over here, the time part. Okay. So here when I click, say I want the video to get started at 2 minutes. So I'll just add here 2, and here I want this to get over at 2 minutes and say 10 seconds. So I'll just make it as 10 seconds over here. So once you have done this, now you want the audio part also to be played? No, I don't want the audio to be played. I'll do the explanation. They just have to visualize. So I'll mute the video, right? So here, for example, when I'm doing my slide presentation, I jump from one side to the other slide. So what we can do without moving in sequential order. So when you keep your cursor on the slide, right, for example, when you are presenting, so onto the left-hand side bottom corner, you can see that there is a button coming up where the numbers are coming. Okay, so either you just type, say, any number on your keyboard. For example, I have got 7 slides. I want to jump on to slide number 5. So I'll just press 5 and enter on my keyboard. I will land on to 5 number slide. I want to go back to number 1 slide, right? So I'll just press number 1 onto my keyboard and then press enter. So it will take me to number 1. Right? So we can jump from one slide to the other slide by pressing the number on my keyboard and then enter. So it will jump from one slide to the other slide. Or else the other option is you click, and here you will get the option to which slide you want to jump. You can just click on that number, it will take you to that specific slide, right? So that was like how we jump from one slide to the other slide. Now, the most amazing feature of slide is the question answer part. Like when I'm presenting my slide, actually, I can ask my participants to add questions. How do we go about it? For example, when I go to slideshow, instead of going to slideshow, what you need to do, you first need to go to the right side towards the slideshow. You'll see that there is a drop down. Okay. So when you click on drop down, there is an option of presenter view, right? So when I click on presenter view, you must have learned how to add speaker notes and all in your level one, definitely, I suppose. When you come here, right, there is an option of audience tool. Okay. So when I click on audience tool, so basically here I can start a QA session where participants can put up their queries, and while doing my slide presentation, I can show a particular question that's a very interesting one, and I would like to answer that question by my participants, right? How do we go about it? So when I click on audience tool and I scroll down, I click on start new, right? Now this has opened. Now how they will get access to it? So I need to, if you have created a group, WhatsApp group, or you have a common platform where the chats are being exchanged, you can simply copy this link over there, right? And share it with your participants. Okay, for example, you are conducting a seminar and you have reached to the end of the seminar. You want their feedbacks, or you want them to put up their questions to you, right? And you want to keep a record of it as well to make your session more interesting and engaging the next time. So here this portal has been opened, and for example, say I just write here, can you compare and tell about, say, classroom and, for example, any other LMS, right? Now I can ask the questions anonymously. I don't want to display my name, or else I can let the person know my name. Who am I? So this is from the participant's point of view. I'll just submit. Okay, now suppose other participants, they also would like to know this question. So they can give thumbs ups over here that, yes, I would like to know this question. I would like to know the answer of this question. So they can vote also, right? Similarly, now how can I present this to my audience? Okay, so that was the thing. Now, how we can actually convert, add flowchart into our slide, how we can convert my presentation, say, into a book format, right? Because here the size you can see is quite big, right? First of all, we'll see how we can create flowcharts, add flowchart in my slide. So for example, I'm adding a slide over here. Okay, now I want to add a flowchart. So how will I add a flowchart? You simply need to go to the insert option. And when you go to the insert option, there is an option of diagram, right? So there are a lot many diagrams that are available. Once I click on view all, it will show me all the different types of formats that are available: grid format, hierarchy, timeline, process, relationship, right? Say I want to go ahead with the hierarchy one because it's a good format for a flowchart. Now, which color scheme you want to go ahead, you can always select that. Okay, now since it allows us to have level, it has got limitations 3, 4, and 5, how many say levels you want into it, right? So you can select over here and see the format over here, but if you want to modify the same, so you can modify the same as well. Now how do I modify? For example, I'm just going ahead with the 3 one because this looks a little more complicated and I need to give you a better understanding, right? So I'm just going ahead with the 3 level one. So once I click on this, it will just appear over here. Okay, now I need to add something. So I can always go to the insert option and there is an option of shapes, right? So you can always use this shape feature, okay? And you can add text within it. You can fill color inside using the toolbar over here, like whichever color you want to fill. You want to add some text inside, you can add the text also inside. I want to add a line over here, so we can always go ahead with the insert option. There is a line option, right? So which kind of line you want? You want to go ahead with the elbow connector, the arrow, or line. You can select that, and then you can just start adding the lines over here, right? So you can create levels, as many levels you want to have, right? So you can keep it straight, you want to move it around, you want to delete anything, you can delete also. Say I don't want this to be here, I can delete that. I don't want this connector here, I can delete that, right? So you can modify the template as well, or else if you want to start from scratch, you can always use this table, the diagram feature and the line part over here. Okay, now I want to change the size of my slides. How can I go about it? For that, like this is into a standard size of a slide, right? I want it to be for the size for the book. So here I'll go to the file option, scroll down, and there is an option of page setup. So once you click on page setup, right now this is widescreen. I'll just scroll down. I'll go ahead with the custom setup. And here I'll put a size. For example, I'm adding here 3 by 4 inches, right? So, and then click on apply. So now what will happen? The size of my slide deck has been changed, and it is looking like a book. So when we add animation, we add text, we add transitions up into our slide, and then we share it with somebody. For example, I want to publish it into a web. I have created a booklet, right? Or say a story kind of a thing in the form of the presentation over here using slide. I can actually publish it to the web to reach to the wider audience. Definitely. How do I publish my, say, digital book? I can simply go to the file option, scroll down, there is a share option. When you click on share, there is an option of publish to web. So when you click on publish to web, actually you are, say, publishing your digital book onto the web. Now here, start slideshow as soon as the player loads. Means the moment the player person has got the link of your published site, it should start flipping the pages. It should start flipping the slides of your presentation, right? Automatically at what time? So you can change the timer over here as well, right? Based on the content, whatever you have written, that okay, there's a lot of content to read in this particular slide. So definitely the time will be different, right? So you can add the timer over here. Restart the slideshow after the last slide. Means once I reach to my, say, I have created a digital book for 15 pages, right? So once the participant has reached to the 15 page, again, it should start from the beginning. So you can go ahead with this, restart the slideshow after the last slide as well. Or you want to go ahead with the both options, you can select that and then click on publish. So once you will click on publish, it will ask you that, okay, are you sure you want to publish? If yes, then you can click on OK, or else you can cancel that. So we can always encourage our students, like for whatever topic they are learning, right? They can create a booklet, digital book, using animations and text, using slides, and then they can publish it. And the best books definitely I can showcase into my school's web page as well, right? So that was all about Google Slides. Moving
Ma'am,
ahead
sorry
with
to
questions.
interrupt again.
Yes, miss.
Yeah. Could you please let us know just how did you reach publish?
Okay, you need to go to the file option, scroll down to the share option, and here you get the option of publish to web.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so I hope things are pretty clear about Google Slides, right? So now here, moving ahead with the understanding part. Let's check your understanding, that how much you have understood. So using Google Slides interactively in the classroom benefits learning in all of the following ways, except, mark the word, except, leaving what? It allows you to lectures to be colorful and include transitions. It builds community among classmates. It can develop critical thinking and encourage greater depths of knowledge. It engages students for active learning rather than creating passive intakes of information. Which one do you think is the right answer over here? There's only one correct option. It's an MCQ, right? Except what?
Participants are marking B.
Okay, please read the question carefully. Using Google Slides interactively in Google Classroom benefits learning in all of the following ways, except what? Leaving what? One word makes a lot of difference.
One
Anything?
participant said D. So now we are receiving mixed reactions A, B, D. I mean, it's all four options are there. So kindly show them the answer.
It's A. See, it was asking except what? There are a lot many benefits, right? When we are using Google Slides interactively in a classroom. But what it does not work with, like in an interactive manner, of how it does not, helpful. It allows lectures to be colorful and include transitions. This we can do with any other tool as well. Rather, building community, develop critical thinking, and all we can do using Google Slides as well. Google Slides as well, right? Okay, now question number 2, when having your students create with Google Slides, you should always, what instruction, how we can go about it? Be sure to give verbal instructions explaining exactly what they should include on their slide. Offer choice, give authentic purpose, and encourage collaboration with showcase greater depths of knowledge. Have them create a Google slide deck by themselves to be shared one at a time in front of the class. Encourage them to use bullet points for their blocks of text. Which one do you think is the correct answer? You should always, what, as an educator, what we should do when we are actually
Some
giving
are marking B, some B, C, D.
one correct option is there, right? When there is no number given over here, as in how many options you have to choose, it's always an MCQ.
Shifari ma'am, we do have time check also.
Right. So here it's B. Okay. Now moving ahead to the forms part. So in your level 1, you must have learned how to create forms, how to add questions into it, right? Here in your level 2, you will learn how to go ahead with forms as in section based answer, right? And how to use add-ons as well. So once I come here onto forms, you can see that there is a form that I already have. And when I go to the preview mode, right? So basically what happens here, once I answer the mandatory question, for example, I'm adding here my name, I'm selecting the section. So there is a question given as in which part of the plant makes food. So if the child gives the correct answer, right? So it should take them to an advanced level of section, right? Here, advanced set of questions they have got. Rather, if they give a wrong answer, be it say option number 3 or option number 4, if they select any of these, it should take them to a basic level set of questions. So how do we go about here? See, the depth set of question is different over here, right? So here there is a basic level question, and there it was the advanced level of question. So how do we go about it? So for that, we need to create sections, and then we have to connect the sections with the answers. So how do we go about it, right? So I already have a form over here. So I'll just want that you look at my screen, right? And here, how do we go about? Say after this particular question, there is name, class, and section. Then which of the following statement accurately describe the digestive system? So this is my knowledge check question. After this question, I want to create sections. How do I go about it? So I'll just select the specific question that is for knowledge check, come to the side panel, click on the equal sign to create section, that is for add section, right? Now here, a section has been created. I'll just name it as, for example, basic level, right? And then I want that these two questions are for basic level. Rest, the remaining questions are for my advanced level. So what will I do? I'll come to the last question for my basic level. That is after second question, another section should be created. So I'll just click on the second question of my basic section. Come here onto the side panel, the menu bar, click on the equal sign, right? And here, this, I'll just write here, name this section as in say advanced level. Okay, once I have done this, now I have created a section. Okay, now how do I link it? So for linking, I need to connect the advanced level section with the correct answer. So How can I go about it? You need to come to your knowledge check question that you have created. Click on the three dots here at the bottom for more options. Click on go to section based on answer. So I will just click on go to section based answer. And then for the correct answer, I will link it with the advanced level. So here when I click on continue to next section, I'll link it with go to section 3 advanced level. Rather, for other options, I will link it with the basic level. So as many sections you want to create, like you want to create a moderate section, you can create that also. You want to add chapters, you can add chapters as well. Up to you. That's entirely your choice, right? So we have added the options with the sections. Now I'll go to the preview mode and will show you that how beautifully it has got connected with the section. So when I click on to the correct answer, right, and click on next, it will take me to the advanced level. See here, the advanced level is coming up. Rather, when I go back, where in the basic level, I have just added 2 questions, no matter which of the wrong answer I click, it will take me to those 2 basic questions only. Right? But then here it is giving me the option of next. I want the submit option. So what can I do actually? For that, I need to do one more setting over here. As in, I'll go back to the editor mode. And then coming back to my basic level, scroll down to the last question of basic level. Right? Continue to next section. No, I want this to go ahead with submit form. Now it's done. So when I go to my preview mode and cross check, and anybody who selects the wrong answer, it will take them to the basic level, and it will also ask them to submit the form over here once they fill it, right? So that was about your form, like how we can go ahead with section based answer. And there are a lot many add-ons that we can actually use within our forms to go ahead with advanced settings. For example, I want to add a timer in my form, I want to proctor the form, or I want to get the link activated on a particular date. So I can always go ahead with the add-ons that are there under 3 dots. Get on add-ons. You will get lot many add-ons over here. You can check them which one goes well as per whatever your requirements are. There are lot many add-ons available, and then you can install it as per the need. So here again, we can install or uninstall the add-ons like we do in Google Docs, in Slides, or in any other particular tool. So moving ahead here, we'll just check the understanding on Google Forms. As in, your teacher wants to inspire other teachers on how to make use of Google tools to help their students understand the world they live in and meet other students overseas. What activity could he do to promote cross-continent discussion with other geography classes? You have to select only one option over here. Send a questionnaire using forms to teachers around the world to distribute to their students asking about their life and where they live. Offer mystery location calls using Hangouts with his class and other classes across the world for students to guess where they are based. Get his students to create a group class presentation using slides about what they do in their spare time and share it with schools in other countries. Or the last option, send a calendar invite to school across the world to see who would be available to face-to-face discussion. So which option we are getting, ma'am, here?
A.
A, okay, let's check. Yes, A is the correct answer. That's great. Now, question number 2. Ms. Yang, students love reading book in which they can choose how the story progresses by making choices for characters. These books are also known as create your own adventure stories. She wants to deliver more dynamic content to her students based on their answers and discussions in class. So what are some ways she can do this with Google tools? Select all that applies. Create sheet that contains link to jump to a particular slide in a separate slide presentation. Record topics that were discussed with the most enthusiasm in a sheet and share it with the students. Create slide presentations that jump to particular slide based on certain responses or discussion points. Create a YouTube video containing a form with a list of questions with responses fed directly into a sheet, or create forms that redirect students two specific questions or content based on their answers. Now, which one we are getting as the option here? Correct
Uh,
option.
Many participants are marking A, C, E, but there are mixed responses.
Okay, so we have got C and E as the correct option over here, right? Okay. Now, coming on to the last tool for the day, that's Google Sheets, right? So there are a lot many things that you all must have done in your level 1. We'll focus on to the key components that's important for your level 2. That's conditional formatting, create an in cell drop down list, sort and filter data, perform tab actions, navigate, comment, and use add-ons, right? So here, moving ahead, how we can analyze the data sheet effectively. So here I actually already have a data sheet where I have added few of the content beforehand only. I'll just close all the tabs so that it works efficiently. Yes. So here I have already created a sheet where the data is written, right? Now I need to sort the data. Sort the data as in there is a list of the students, those who have got grade for some of the projects, as in project 1, project 2, quiz A, quiz B, warm-up activities, right? But the names are not in alphabetical order. I want the names to come up in alphabetical order. So how we can go about it? I'll just select the entire data by clicking on name and then press Control A on my keyboard. Once I have selected the entire data, we are going into the menu bar to the data option. And here under data, there is an option of sort range. So when I click on sort range, I need to go ahead with advanced range sorting option. And then here, yes, it has got a header row. Header row means name, score, letter, grade, assignment, title. So it has got the header row. Now, for which header row you want to sort the data? Is it for the name, score, letter, grade, or assignment title? So I need to go ahead with the name part because I want the names to come up in alphabetical order, and accordingly the entire data should get arranged, right? So it is A to Z and then click on sort. So what happened here? All the names I have got and I get to see that, okay, Akash, he was in project 1, 2, quiz A, quiz B, warm-up activity also, and here are his grades and scores as well. Now, similarly, if I want to sort my entire data based on group, score means I want the highest one to come right at the top and the lowest one to go down. Then I simply need to select the entire data. So I'll click on name, Control A, so that my entire data gets selected. We'll go ahead with data, sort range, advanced range sorting options. Data has a header row, and this time I'll go ahead with score. And it should go from highest to lowest, right? So I'm going ahead with Z to A, sort. So here you can see marks obtained as in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Accordingly, the data has got sorted. So this was the sort option. Moving on to the other tabs. So here you can see I have created multiple tabs, right? So this is the filter view. Now, how filter view can be helpful for us? For example, there is a lot of data available over here. I just want to see that how many of the students have got, 1 marks, so that I can work upon them. I can conduct a remedial class for them. How can I go about it? So it's just a glimpse that I want. So I can get into the student name. I'll click on student name. That's the header. Basically, Control A to select the entire data. We'll come here onto the insert option. I need to come here onto the data option. And under data, I can create filter. So when I click on create filter, basically, these lines will come up over here. Okay, it works like a funnel. So based on what category you want to filter the data, I want it as per the score. So I'll just go next to the score. We'll click onto this filter icon. And here we can do filter, by condition. We can do filter by values as well. So how we can go about it? Either you clear all the text over here, the entire tick marks I have removed. I just want those who have scored 1 point. I'll select that and then we'll click on OK. So this is the manual selection basically, where I've selected number 1 manually. I want to remove this filter. How can I go about it? Now I have here the entire list, right? I have got this. Fine. Now I want to remove the filter. Again, I'll go to the data option and I can remove filter. Again, I want to add a filter for something else. Say I want to see grade wise, or say I want to see how many students are there for quiz B, right? So I'll select the entire data, Control A. We'll go ahead with the data option over here. We'll scroll down to create filter. And this time I'll go ahead with, say, the project part, right? So again, I'll come here on to say clear and I'll select as in quiz B. This is the manual selection. Okay, done. So I can see here the entire data as in how many students are there for quiz B. Okay, now coming on to conditional formatting. So what is conditional formatting? Conditional formatting means where I am adding some condition and I need that to be highlighted. For example, there are few students, those who have got grade F. I want F, wherever F is there, that needs to be highlighted, right? How do I go about it? I simply need to select the entire data.
Excuse
Then
me,
I
ma'am.
go to, yes, miss.
Just one question.
Yes.
How did you get all those tabs down there?
I'll
Did you
come to that part.
have you created those sheets?
Yes, I'll come to that part.
Thank you.
I'll come to that part. Let me just complete this, then I'll come to the tab part also.
Thank you.
Welcome. Right? So once I have selected the entire data, I'll come here on to say insert. Now, what is it that I'll come here on to say formatting, sorry. Under format, I need to come down to conditional formatting. Now here I want to provide a condition. Condition as in if the condition changes, the content will change. As in, for example, is not empty. No, I'm saying if it is what? It is actually say equal to. Equal to what? If the grades are equal to, or say if the text is, I can select any of these conditions. I'm selecting as text is exactly. What is the text? If it is F, right? Then what should be the color? So here at the bottom, there is a formatting style color. I'll change the color to say yellow color, right? And then done. So here, this is the condition. If I remove F from here, say I change the grade, I say A is here, and I change the marks here as well. So you'll see that what happened, your color has gone from here. Why? Because it is not fitting to that particular condition. So as many conditions you want to apply, you can apply. I'll do this once again. Please look carefully. I'll select the entire data. And this time I want whosoever has got A grade, or say whosoever has got number 5, right? That should be highlighted with green color. So I'll go ahead with the format option, scroll down to conditional formatting. Okay, I'll add another rule over here because this is the second rule. And here I'll select a condition, as in the condition is that the number is what? Is equal to, it is equal to 5. I want it to be green in color. I'll just select the green color and then done. So this conditional formatting helps us to analyze the data that's there in our sheet, right? So here we have got the conditional formatting thing. Now moving on to the next tab. That's the unique, where I've entered unique. Now what is unique? Unique means removing the duplicate data. So here I have got few data. And the roll number of the student is there, the student name is there, percentage is there, and I can see that there are 23 entries. But I'm saying, no, I've got only 21 students in my class. How come 23 entries are there? So we can have our unique data, how to remove duplicates over here. In case like one entry is repeated, it's not to remove the wrong entry, it's only for removing a duplicate entry. So I'll just select the entire data, right? Either you use the unique formula. Okay, so or else you can go ahead with the data option here. There is data cleanup option and you can remove duplicates from here. This is one thing. Otherwise, what you can do, you want to have a new set of data. Your existing one should be here and you should have a clear data over here so that you can analyze where you went wrong. Because if I go ahead with this feature of data where I'm actually cleaning up my data, I'm removing the duplicate, so I'll see the data here only, right? It will remove. Data has a header row and it will remove the duplicates. I got 21 entries, right? So these are 21 unique entries that I have. But I want to use the formula. I want to see this where I made a mistake. Then I'll just select a cell where I can perform the task, equal unique formula, UNIQUE, open bracket, close bracket, and then keep your cursor within the bracket. Select the range and press enter, right? It will give you your unique data over here and you can analyze actually where you went wrong, which entry got duplicated. Okay, so that was the unique data. Now, coming on to the data validation part, how can I validate my data? For example, now data validation is for means there is something that's written over here. It should come, in this format only everywhere. Because if I do manual typing, for example, in class 9th and 10th, when children they opt for subject, okay, and you are writing here the subjects, there can be errors like some might be in capital letters, small letter, or some spelling error, just like that, right? But I want the data to be validated. No, this should be there. So what we can do, we can actually go ahead with data validation. So how do we go about data validation? I just need to click on data, right? Scroll down to data validation, and then I can add a rule. Now, what is the rule? The rule is I need to create a drop down over here, and it's option 1. So drop down from where? You are creating your own drop down or drop down from a range? I have a data over here, right? So I'll go ahead with drop down from a range. So once I click on drop down from the range, I need to select the range. I'll come here and I'll select the range. Okay. And once I have done this, I need to click here and then select the range so that the range comes over here, and we'll click on OK. Right. Now, once I have done this, I'm sorry, I need to click here and then select the range over here. Okay, and click on OK. Now, once I have done, see all the options are here automatically, and I can give a color coding. For example, science, I'm keeping green. For business studies, say I'm keeping red. For arts, I'm keeping blue. And for environmental science, I'm keeping this dark green over here. And then click on done. Right? Now I want these options to appear. I'll request you to please put yourself on mute. Right? I have copied the entire thing over here. Now it gives me the option to select from these options only. Business studies, here I want art, here I want, say, science. So if I do any change over here, right, it will show an error. See, so wherever the science is, it is showing me invalid. I need to change the content. Why? The data is not valid. If I change here over in the ranges that I have added. Okay. Now, how do I create this tab? How can I name these tabs? How we can duplicate it? For example, here I have created 5B tab where there is a format that I have added, just for example, and I want the same format to be there for 5A also. So I need to just click on the tab on which I'm working, right click, you get these options. You can duplicate, you can delete, you can rename, you can change the color also. You can protect the sheet and hide the sheet as well. So when I click on duplicate, so the entire data got copied onto another tab, that's copy of 5B, and I can rename it. How do I rename it? I'll just right click on it and will rename it as, say, 5A. Right? Now this is the tab for 5A and this is the tab for 5B. How can I create so many tabs? We can create actually the entire worksheet. So on to the left hand side corner at the bottom, you can see that there is a plus sign, right? So when we click on the plus sign, it will create a new sheet. As many times you will click on the plus sign, a sheet will get created. Automatically, it will give it a name because it comes as per the number of sheets that you have created. So this is the 19th sheet that I created. This is the 20th sheet that I created. I want to rename it. 19 sheet I don't want. I want to name it as, say, ABC. So I will just right click on this and then we'll click on rename and we'll give it name as ABC. Now this ABC sheet is very important. I want to color code it so that everybody, every collaborator pays an attention to it. What can I do? I can simply right click on it, right? And I can change the color. So whichever color you want, like I want to highlight it with red color. So a line will come right below. So that tab is very important, means this entire sheet is very important and it increases the speed of my working as well. Means suppose I need to add the data in a particular format for 5 different classes. So I can just do the entire formatting in one particular sheet, and then I can keep on duplicating that sheet so that the format gets copied onto other sheets, other tabs as well. So these are called as tabs basically. The other tabs are getting opened up over here again and again. Now, similarly here you can see at the bottom where radar chart is written, right? There is number 2 written. What is this 2? So this 2 will come up as in whenever you add a comment within a sheet somewhere, anywhere when you add a comment, right? It will show the number of comments added in that particular tab at the bottom, that how many comments have been added. Like there are 2 comments that's been added. One is mention the overall average marks as well, and the other one is check the marks. If I add, say, another comment, for example, I'm adding a comment over here, 1, 2, 3, and then submit. So this is the 3rd comment that has been added, right? And at the bottom, you can see that number 3 is coming up over here. So that's the thing. So here we have, I think, okay, pivot table is left. Just one more minute. As in pivot table is what basically when we have the entire set of data, right? There suppose there is huge amount of data, and you need to, and you want a summary of that data. So you can use pivot table. So how do we go about it? Now here's a list of students: name, year, score, grade level, and school. So I will just select the entire data, and then I'll get into as an insert. What is it that you want to insert? I want to insert a pivot table. So I'll just select pivot table, and then I want the table to be on this sheet only. I'll click on existing, and I need a cell from where the pivot table will get created. So I'll just select that and then click on OK, right? And create. So now here the entire format you can see is coming up. Now, what is it that you want? In rows and in columns in values. So in rows, I want the student name to come up, and I want to see their, score that they have got in different schools. So in columns, I would like to have the name of the school. So I'm adding the school over here, and the internal data, that's a value. Value means we are going to add numbers over here. So for values, I'll add the scores over here. And here we have our entire summary. As in total, how many marks Alan has got when he was in Central Public. Rather, when he was Anjali was in DPS, then how much marks she got, because there are different years in which they were onto it, right? So basically, pivot table is used for summarizing the entire data. Okay, so moving ahead with the add-ons, again, we can use add-ons like we use in slides, like we use in docs to enhance the productivity of sheets as well. So you can install any add-on of your choice, then try it and then uninstall it for more practice. So let's check your understanding for Google Sheets here. So which advanced Google Sheets function gives you a list that removes all duplicate values? Filter, average, data validation, unique. Hema ma'am, what are the
D.
options that we are getting? D.
D.
Okay. Yes, it's the correct one. To make workflows faster in Google Sheet, users can select multiple tabs and perform basic actions such as, you need to select 3 options. In tab, what are the options that we can perform? The tabs that we create at the bottom. Duplicate all selected tabs, protect all selected tabs, rename, copy, color. What is it that we can do? What's the options that we are getting, ma'am?
ABC, ABE, all.
Okay, so we got duplicate, copy. See, the question was as in how we can make the workflow faster.
Okay, thank you very much, Shefali ma'am. Thank you, everyone.